welcome back to the 2 Point Conversion Podcast, and welcome to our round 1 review. Now, sorry, my setup is not complete, and I thought this was easier than trying to do the other setup that I did before, so I'm doing it this way. My setup should be done by the end of today, so it should be ready to go for Wednesday. I might even do a setup tour or release, whatever you want to call it, video. Anyway, let's get into the video. The first round of the game was the Penrith Panthers against Manly, and Penrith won 28-6. Sean O'Sullivan stepped up, was Nathan Cleary 2.0, played really well, so did Isaiah Yeo. Penrith won convincingly. The second game of the round was the Canberra Raiders. Now, this was a close game. I thought Cronulla were going to win, unlucky to Jesse Ramian for having a brain snap, giving away a penalty right at the end there. Thought Matt Moylan got the match-winning field goal, but Canberra went on to score right close to full time. They won 24-19. Now, the last game of the round was the Broncos versus my Rabbits, and the Rabbits were underwhelming, really, and the Broncos won 11-4, thanks to an intercept try from Albert Kelly, and another try to Corey Oates, and a field goal from Kurt Capewell, the new recruit and stand-in skipper. The Broncos didn't have Adam Reynolds, but regardless of that, the Rabbits had a couple of forwards out, and Latrell Mitchell out as well. He's back this week, lucky for us. But yeah, the Broncos didn't play well. The Bunnies didn't play well, in my opinion, but the Broncos on the night were just better. Next up, we had the Roosters and the Knights. The Knights winning with the second upset of the round, probably the biggest upset, I'd say, of the round, winning 20-6 against the Roosters. Much like the Rabbits, the Roosters are still predicted to be a top 8 team and probably a top 5 team, but the Roosters just weren't there on the weekend, and the Knights, with the inclusion of Dan Gagai, I can't believe the Bunnies let him go, who had a blinder. The Knights won convincingly 20-6. Next was the Dragons and the Warriors. This could have gone either way, and I really thought the Warriors were going to hold on, but then the Dragons come home strong. They got a couple of tries, and they ended up winning the match 28-16. Good job to Mikhail Ravalawa, who got a hat-trick. Last but not least, in this group, the Tigers Storm. Tigers lost 16-26. Tigers led most of the match, but fell asleep right at the end for Storm to come home strong. Last two games of the round, Gold Coast versus Parramatta. Parramatta winning 32-28. Good game, high-scoring contest. Thought the Titans were going to hold on and win, but the Eels got the job done in the end. And last but not least, the Bulldogs beat the Cowboys 6-4 with a match-winning try taken away from the Cowboys. Good game, low score. That was round 1. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, I want to talk about the referees. Now, I know it's a bit hard to be critical of them round 1, but we always spoke about last year the inconsistency, and I saw it straight up this weekend. I want to talk about the Parramatta game, which I watched closely, and I want to talk about the Rabbits game, which I watched closely. Now, in the Rabbits game, there was a couple of incidences. One, the Rabbits were penalised right in front of their line for not playing the ball with the foot. And later in the game, so were the Broncos. But we've seen that 100 times a game throughout 95% of the games throughout the week, and none of it was called. Like, if that's a rule, the refs need to be calling it every time. And I'm sure the bunker should be reviewing every play of the ball, just like they're reviewing everything else, to let us know, or let the refs know, that he didn't play it with his foot and there should be a penalty. Now, also, in the Rabbits game, there was a situation where the Rabbits had the ball, the Broncos come in, made the tackle, we lost the ball. The refs called knock on, and the Rabbits challenged it. And the Rabbits lost the challenge, even though you could tell on the video that there was hands on the ball in a raking motion. And yeah, I just can't work out why the Rabbits lost. Then you go and you look at the Parramatta game, and the same thing happened. Titans had the ball, Parramatta come in, made a tackle, and there was a raking motion. This was later in the game, and there was an incident earlier in the game, but Mitchell Moses reviewed, the refs looked at it, and even though there was a clear raking motion, the referee said there was no attempt to win the ball, the Titans lose their challenge, it was a knock-on. And I was really confused, because earlier in that game, Parramatta had the ball, Titans come in, did the exact same tackle, and the same tackle that we saw in the Bunnies-Broncos game, and there was hands on the ball. That Parramatta lost it. The refs called knock on. Mitchell Moses challenged again. The refs went upstairs, said, "Oh, there was hands on the ball. It rolled. It was a raking motion. That's a strip penalty, Parramatta." But where's the consistency? That's 3 incidents across 2 games, and I'm sure there were others that happened. And the referees said, "Nah, that's a penalty. That's not a penalty. That's not a penalty. That's a penalty." Like, they were all legit the same situations. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's go into the footy card Friday for the week. All right, so here's the footy card Friday that you would have heard me talking about the last couple of, or on Friday when I first did it. And every Friday I'm going to do a new footy card Friday, and the player is going to sit on my desk for the whole week of the podcast. Now, this week's player is Reece Wesser, and on Mondays when I do my potty, I will review all the stuff that I have to, and then I'll go over the footy card Friday for the week that I said on Friday. Now, Reece Wesser played for the Panthers and the Rabbits. He was a fullback. He made his debut in round 10 of 1998. He was at the Panthers from 1998 to 2008, and at the Rabbits from 2009 to when he retired. According to this card, he's 174 centimetres tall and 85 kilograms. He got 458 points at this point, 113 tries, 1 goal, 4 matches for Queensland at this point, no tests at this point, 24,208 metres gained in his career at this point, and 12,715 minutes played at this point. Now, Reece Wesser was an absolute gun. Alright, let's move on to the final segment of the program for today. So the final segment for today's video is what I like to call the 2PC medal. I'm doing my own version of the Dally M medal to work out my own player of the season. I will keep a track and record of all this, but obviously no medals will go to the players or anything because, they won't really have... I don't have contact with any of them. Anyway, this week, my my 1 point is actually from the Parramatta game, and it goes to the losing side, the Titans. I'm going to give my 1 point to Toby Sexton. I thought he played really, really well, and I'm expecting big things for him to come this year. My 2 points, also I should add that I'm just doing a 3-2-1 across the whole round, and the person with the most points at the end of it, that's what, I don't know. If you have a better way to do it, leave a comment as usual, but this is the way I'm going to do it. My 2 points for the round is gonna go to the Melbourne Storm after their comeback win against the Tigers, and I'm going to give it to Jerome Hughes. I'm not overly a big fan of Jerome Hughes, but I thought he played pretty well this week. And I like what he saw. And my 3 points, I've actually got a tie, and it's going to the Penrith-Manly game, and I'm giving 3 points to Sean O'Sullivan and 3 points to Isaiah Yeo, the Penrith co-captain. I thought they both played really well, and I thought on the back of their performances, that really helped Penrith get over the hump and beat Manly convincingly. But this has been the round 1 preview for the 2 Point Conversion podcast. 2 Point out. See you Wednesday.